Hello, I think we're live. Let's just give the stream a few moments to gather itself, and we're here again in the Buddha Center in Second Life, this virtual platform that is very well suited for Dhamma talks and Dhamma readings, I guess. And so, yeah, here we are. And we're about to go through 3 suttas today. And they're going to be on Upo and some words to the Sakyas and some kings. And the first one is going to be the longest one. And the other two, they're not really too long. I think they're abbreviated, most of them. But yeah, I put I put the links to the text in the description, and you'll also be able to find a short excerpt of the text. And so, with that, I think we're ready to get back down here. You see, we're up high right now. We're actually all the way down here under the ficus religiosa. Another word for Bodhi tree here in Second Life. Okay, so I think if we are gonna be doing like this is gonna be fine. And let me just get the text up here, and I'll be able to look at the stream as well. Whoops. Okay, put this here. Okay, so the first sutta reading today, the Uposatha Sutta, translated from the Pali by Thanissaro Bhikkhu, and I'm reading this from accesstoinsight.org. And so, yeah, make sure you have the texts and you can follow along, otherwise just get into a meditative mindset and get ready to listen to the Dhamma. Let me just make sure that this cable here is not making too much noise. If I just open this shirt, this should be fun. Okay, so here we go. Namo tassa. Let's just do the intro here. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, and the rightly self-awakened One. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, and the rightly self-awakened One. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. And for a third time, homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, and the rightly self-awakened One. Okay, so we're ready for some reading. And here we go. I have heard that on one occasion the Blessed One was staying near Savatthi at the eastern monastery, the place of Mikara's mother. And on that occasion the Blessed One, it being the observance day, the Uposatha of the full moon, It, being the observance day, was sitting surrounded by the community of monks. Then Venerable Ānanda, when the night was far advanced, at the end of the first watch, got up from his seat, arranged his robe over one shoulder, and stood facing the Blessed One, paying homage to him with his hands placed palm to palm over his heart, and said to him, "Lord, the night is far advanced. The first watch has ended. The community of monks has been sitting here long. May the Blessed One recite the Pāṭimokkha to them." When this was said, the Blessed One remained silent. Then, at a second time, when the night was far advanced, at the end of the middle watch, Venerable Ānanda got up from his seat, arranged his robe over one shoulder, stood facing the Blessed One, paying homage to him with his hands placed palm to palm over his heart, and said to him, "Lord, the night is far advanced. The second watch has ended. The community of monks has been sitting here long. May the Blessed One recite the Pāṭimokkha to them." When this was said, the Blessed One remained silent. And again, let me just fix this cable here. Okay, this is good. Then, a third time, when the night was far advanced, at the end of the last watch, as dawn was approaching, and the face of the night was beaming, Venerable Ānanda got up from his seat, arranged his robe over one shoulder, stood facing the Blessed One, paying homage to him with his hands placed palm to palm over his heart, and said to him, "Lord, the night is far advanced. The last watch has ended. Dawn is approaching, and the face of the night is beaming. The community of monks has been sitting here long." They had been sitting there all night, it seems. "May the Blessed One recite the Pāṭimokkha to the community of monks." "Ānanda, the gathering isn't pure," the Blessed One answered. Then the thought occurred to Venerable Moggallāna, in reverence to which individual did the Blessed One just now say, "Ānanda, the gathering isn't pure?" And so he directed his mind, Moggallāna, encompassing with his awareness the awareness of the entire community of monks. He saw that individual, unprincipled, evil, unclean, and suspect in his undertakings, hidden in his actions, not a contemplative, though claiming to be one, not leading the holy life, though claiming to do so, inwardly rotten, oozing with desire, filthy by nature, sitting in the midst of the community of monks. On seeing him, he got up and went over to that individual, and on reaching him said, "Get up, friend. You have been seen by the Blessed One. You have no affiliation with the community of monks." Then the individual remained silent, and for a second time, and a third time, Venerable Moggallāna said, "Get up, friend. You have been seen by the Blessed One. You have no affiliation with the community of monks. And for a third time, the individual remained silent. Then Venerable Moggallāna, grabbing that individual by the arm, having expelled him through the outside door of the porch, and locking the bolt, approached the Blessed One, and on arrival said, "I have expelled that individual, Lord. The gathering is now pure. Let the Blessed One recite the Pāṭimokkha to the community of monks." Isn't it amazing, Moggallāna? Isn't it astounding how that worthless man waited until he was grabbed by the arm? Then the Blessed One addressed the monks. "From now on, I will no longer perform the observance or recite the Pāṭimokkha. From now on, you are alone, monks." Monks will perform the observance and recite the Pāṭimokkha. It is impossible, it cannot happen, that a Tathāgata would perform the observance or recite the Pāṭimokkha with an impure gathering. Impossible. Monks, there are these 8 amazing and astounding qualities of the ocean, because of which, as they see them again and again, the asuras take great joy in the ocean. Which 8? 1. The ocean has a gradual shelf, a gradual slope, a gradual inclination, with a sudden drop-off after a long stretch. The fact that the ocean has a gradual shelf, a gradual slope, a gradual inclination, with a sudden drop-off only after a long stretch, this is the first amazing and astounding quality of the ocean, because of which, as they see it again and again, the asuras take great joy in the ocean. 2. And furthermore, the ocean is stable and does not overstep its tide line. This is the second amazing and astounding quality of the ocean, because of which, as they see it again and again, the asuras take great joy in the ocean. 3. And furthermore, the ocean does not tolerate a dead body. Any dead body in the ocean gets quickly washed to shore and thrown up on dry land. This is the third amazing and astounding quality of the ocean, because of which, as they see it again and again, the asuras take great joy in the ocean. 4. And furthermore, whatever great rivers there are, such as the Ganges, the Yamuna, the Achiravati, the Sarabu, the Mahi, on reaching the ocean, give up their former names and are classified simply as ocean. This is the fourth amazing and astounding quality of the ocean, because of which, as they see it again and again, the asuras take great joy in the ocean. And The asuras, for anyone who doesn't know, are like spirits. They're not quite angels or devas. They're kind of maybe more like fairies or spirits or sprites, something like that. And they live in the ocean. And continuing with number 5. And furthermore, oh wait, did I just, oh, okay. Number 5. And furthermore, though the rivers of the world pour into the ocean, and rains fall from the sky, no swelling or diminishing in the ocean for that reason can be discerned. This is the 5th amazing and astounding quality of the ocean, because of which, as they see it again and again, the asuras take great joy in the ocean. 6. And furthermore, the ocean has a single taste, that of salt. This is the 6th amazing and astounding quality of the ocean, because of which, as they see it again and again, the asuras take great joy in the ocean. Number 7. And furthermore, the ocean has these many treasures of various kinds: pearls, sapphires, lapis lazuli, shells, quartz, coral, silver, gold, rubies, and cat's eyes. This is the 7th amazing and astounding quality of the ocean, because of which, as they see it again and again, the asuras take great joy in the ocean. And number 8. Furthermore, the ocean is the abode of such mighty beings as these: whales, whale-eaters, and whale-eaters, asuras, nagas, kandavas. There are in the ocean beings 100 leagues long, 200 leagues long, 300, 400, 500 leagues long. The fact that the ocean is the abode of such mighty beings as these whales, whale-eaters, and whale-eaters, asuras, nagas, and gandhabas, and there are in the ocean's beings 100 leagues long, 2, 3, 4, and 500 leagues long. This is the 8th amazing and astounding quality of the ocean, because of which, as they see it again and again, the asuras take great joy in the ocean. These are the 8 amazing and astounding qualities of the ocean, because of which, as they see them again and again, the asuras take great joy in the ocean. In the same way, monks, there are 8 amazing and astounding qualities of this Dhamma and Vinaya, because of which, as they see them again and again, the monks take great joy in this Dhamma and Vinaya. And which 8? Number 1. Just as the ocean has a gradual shelf, a gradual slope, a gradual inclination, with a sudden drop-off only after a long stretch. In the same way, this Dhamma and Vinaya has a gradual training, a gradual performance, a gradual practice, with a penetration to gnosis only after a long stretch. The fact that this Dhamma and Vinaya has a gradual training, a gradual performance, a gradual practice with a penetration to gnosis. With penetration to gnosis only after a long stretch. This is the first amazing and astounding quality of this Dhamma and Vinaya, because of which, as they see it, again and again, the monks take great joy in this Dhamma and Vinaya. And furthermore, number 2, just as the ocean is stable and does not overstep its tide line, in the same way, my disciples do not, even for the sake of their lives, overstep the training rules I have formulated for them. This is the second amazing and astounding quality of this Dhamma Vinaya, because of which, as they see it, again and again, the monks take great joy in this Dhamma and Vinaya. Number 3, and furthermore, just as the ocean does not tolerate a dead body, any dead body in the ocean, getting quickly washed to the shore and thrown up on dry land. In the same way, if an individual is unprincipled, evil, unclean, and this does not actually mean always being clean and not dirty. This just means clean in the sense of the Dhamma. Unclean and suspect in his undertakings, hidden in his actions, not a contemplative though claiming to be one, not leading the holy life though claiming to do so, inwardly rotten, oozing with desire, filthy by nature. The community has no affiliation with him. Having quickly gathered together, they suspend him from the community. Even though he may be sitting in the midst of the community of monks, he is far from the community, and the community is far from him. This is the third amazing and astounding quality of this Dhamma Vinaya, because of which, as they see it again and again, the monks take great joy in this Dhamma Vinaya. Number 4, and furthermore, just as whatever great rivers there are, such as the Ganges, the Yamuna, the Achiravati, the Sarabu, the Mahi, on reaching the ocean, they give up their former names and are classed simply as ocean. In the same way, when members of the 4 castes, noble warriors, Brahmins, merchants, and workers, go forth from home to the homeless life in this Dhamma and Vinaya declared by the Tathāgata, they give up their former names and clans and are classed as simply as contemplatives, sons of the Sakyan. This is the 4th amazing and astounding quality of this Dhamma Vinaya, because of which, as they see it again and again, the monks take great joy in this Dhamma Vinaya. And furthermore, number 5, just as the rivers of the world pour into the ocean, and rains fall from the sky, but no swelling or diminishing in the ocean for that reason can be discerned. In the same way, although many monks are totally unbound into the property of unbinding with no fuel remaining, no swelling or diminishing in the property of unbinding, for that reason can be discerned. This is the 5th amazing and astounding quality of this Dhamma Vinaya, because of which, as they see it again and again, the monks take great joy in this Dhamma and Vinaya. 6. Furthermore, just as the ocean has a single taste, that of salt, in the same way, this Dhamma and Vinaya has a single taste, that of release. Of letting go, attaining release by letting go. This is the 6th amazing and astounding quality of this Dhamma and Vinaya, because of which, as they see it again and again, the monks take great joy in this Dhamma and Vinaya. And furthermore, number 7, just as the ocean has these many treasures of various kinds, pearls, sapphires, lapis lazuli, shells, quartz, coral, silver, gold, rubies, and cat's eyes. In the same way, this Dhamma and Vinaya has these many treasures of various kinds, the 4 establishings of mindfulness, 4 foundations, some call them, the 4 foundations of mindfulness, being body, feeling, thought, and dhammas, or teachings, or realities. The 4 right exertions, the 4 bases of power, the 5 faculties, the 5 strengths, the 7 factors of awakening, the Noble Eightfold Path. This is the 7th amazing and astounding quality of this Dhamma and Vinaya, because of which, as they see it again and again, the monks take great joy in this Dhamma and Vinaya. And furthermore, just as the ocean is the abode of such mighty beings as these whales, whale-eaters, whale-eaters, asuras, nagas, and gandhabas, and there are in the ocean beings of 1 league long, 100 leagues long, 200, 300, 400, 500 leagues long. In the same way, this Dhamma and Vinaya is the abode of such mighty beings as these stream winners. These are the first classification of an enlightened being, a stream winner, a Sotapanna, and those practicing to realize the fruit of stream entry, once returners, and those practicing to realize the fruit of once returning. So even those who are currently in practice to reach the states of enlightenment, so to say that they are on the path but have not attained the fruit, they are classified here. Non-returners, that was Sakadagamis, and non-returners Anagamis, and those Anagamis is the name for non-returners, and Sakadagamis is the name for once returners. Continuing on here in the text with non-returners and those practicing to realize the fruit of non-returning. That means not returning to birth on this earth. So that generally means the higher or pure abodes, like super god, beyond the gods. And then when they die from that abode, maybe many universal cycles later, they attain to full enlightenment. And we continue on with the fourth here, being Arahants, such mighty beings. Oh, Arahants and those practicing for Arahantship. And Arahants are the fully enlightened beings. They have no greed, anger and delusion. Completely enlightened. The fact that this Dhamma and Vinaya is the abode of such mighty beings as these, stream winners and those practicing to realize the fruit of stream entry, once returners and those practicing to realize the fruit of once returning, non-returners, and those practicing to realize the fruit of non-returning, Sottapannas, Sakadagamis, Anagamis, Arahants, and those practicing for Arahantship. This is the 8 amazing and astounding qualities of this Dhamma and Vinaya, because of which, as they see it, again and again, the monks take great joy in this Dhamma and Vinaya. These are the 8 amazing and astounding qualities of this Dhamma and Vinaya, because of which, as they see them, again and again, the monks take great joy. Piti, Dhamma piti, Dhamma joy, in this Dhamma and Vinaya. Then, on realizing the significance of that, the Blessed One on that occasion exclaimed, "Rain softens what's covered, and doesn't sodden what's open. So open up what's covered up, so that it won't get soddened by the rain." And this concludes the first sutta, the Uposatha Sutta. Sadhu, 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 piti, piti, piti. Very awesome. And continuing on with the next text on the program, interestingly enough, from the Anguttara Nikaya, the Book of Tens, to the Sakyans on the Uposatha. And so we just heard this word, the Sakyas, before in the other text, where it mentioned which kind of beings dwells in this Dhamma and Vinaya. Yeah, I was just looking in the text again. Let me just see if I can look up where it said. The Sakya, since we just heard it. Sakya. Okay, here. So, in this Dhamma and Vinaya, as the noble warriors, Brahmins, merchants and workers go forth from home to homeless life, in this Dhamma and Vinaya declared by the Tathāgata, which was the name the Buddha used for himself to describe the Buddha. They give up their former names and clans and are classed simply as contemplatives, sons of the Sakyan. And with that, we're going into the next text here, and the link should be in the description as well, which was in the Anguttara Nikaya, the Book of Tens, to the Sakyans, also on the Uposatha. Here we go. On one occasion, the Blessed One was staying near Kapilavatthu at the Banyan Park. Then many Sakyan lay followers, it being the Uposatha day, went to the Blessed One. On arrival, having bowed down to him, they sat to one side. As they were sitting there, the Blessed One said to them, Sakyans, do you observe the 8-factored Uposatha? Sometimes we do, Lord, and sometimes we don't. They answered. It is no gain for you, Sakyans. And Sakyans was kind of the clan, or a clan, that the Buddha belonged to before he became a Buddha. So these guys knew the Bodhisattva before he became enlightened as a fully enlightened Buddha. And so they were not really taking the practice as serious as the followers and the sons of the Sakyan, which were born not by their noble warrior state, such as these guys, but they were born as contemplatives, sons of the Sakyan. And so, as the Buddha asked these guys, the Sakyans, Sakyans, do you observe the 8-factored Uposatha? And the answer is, sometimes we do, Lord, and sometimes we don't. The Buddha says, it is no gain for you, Sakyans. It's ill-gotten that in this life so endangered by grief, in this life so endangered by death, you sometimes observe the 8-factored Uposatha and sometimes don't. And this means keeping the rules at the Uposatha at the full moons, not only at the full moons. And yeah, observing Uposatha is what it means. What do you think, Sakyans? Suppose a man, by some profession or other, without encountering an unskillful day, hard-working, were to earn a half a kahapana, would he deserve to be called a capable man full of initiative? Yes, Lord. They answered. Suppose a man, the Buddha asks, by some profession or other, without encountering an unskillful day, were to earn a kahapana, 2 kahapanas, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 kahapanas. Would he deserve to be called a capable man full of initiative? Yes, Lord, the Sakyans answered. Now, what do you think? Earning 100? 1,000 kalpanas a day? Saving up his gains, living for 100 years, would a man arrive at a great mass of wealth? Yes, Lord, the Sakyans answered. Then the Buddha continues. Now, what do you think? Now, what do you think? Now, what do you think? Would that man, because of that wealth, on account of that wealth, with that wealth as the cause, live sensitive to unalloyed bliss for a day, a night, half a day, or half a night? No, Lord. And why is that? Since sensual pleasures are inconstant, hollow, false, and deceptive by nature. By nature. Now, Sakyans, the Buddha answered, there is the case where a disciple of mine, a son of the Sakyan, a true son, a true contemplative. Now, Sakyans, there is the case where a disciple of mine, spending 10 years practicing as I have instructed, would live sensitive to unalloyed bliss for 100 years, 100 centuries, 100 millennia. And he would be a once-returner, a non-returner, or at the very least, a stream winner. Let alone 10 years. There's the case where a disciple of mine, spending 9 years, 8 years, 7 years, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 year, practicing as I have instructed, would live sensitive to unalloyed bliss for 100 years, 100 centuries, 100 millennia, and he would be a once-returner, a non-returner, or at the very least, a stream winner. Let alone 1 year. It is the case where a disciple of mine, spending 10 months, 9 months, 8 months, 7 months, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 month, half a month practicing as I have instructed, would live sensitive to unalloyed bliss for 100 years, 100 centuries, 100 millennia, and he would be a once-returner, a non-returner, or at the very least, a stream winner. Let alone a half a month. There is the case where a disciple of mine, spending 10 days and nights, 9 days and nights, 8 days and nights, 7 days and nights, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 day and night, practicing as I have instructed, would live sensitive to unalloyed bliss for 100 years, 100 centuries, 100 millennia, and he would be a once-returner, a non-returner, or at the very least a stream winner. It is no gain for you, Sakyans. It's ill-gotten, that in this life so endangered by grief, in this life so endangered by death, you sometimes observe the 8-factored Uposatha and sometimes don't. Then, from this day forward, Lord, the Sakyas replied, we will observe the 8-factored Uposatha. And this concludes Sutta number 2 to the Sakyans. And we're gonna continue right into the third one, I think the shortest one of the 3, also from the Anguttara Nikaya, the Book of Threes. And then here with the third sutta is simply called Kings. Bhikkhus. On the night, Bhikkhus. On the 8th of the fortnight, the ministers and assembly members of the 4 great kings wander over this world, thinking. We hope there are many people who behave properly toward their mother and father, behave properly towards ascetics and Brahmins, honor the elders of the family, observe the Uposatha, keep the extra observance days, and do meritorious deeds. On the 14th of the fortnight, the sons of the 4 great kings wander over this world thinking. We hope there are many people who behave properly towards mother and father, and they just abbreviated. Let me just behave properly towards ascetics and Brahmins, honor the elders of the family, observe the Uposatha, and keep the extra observance days, and do meritorious deeds. On the 15th, the Uposatha day, the 4 great kings themselves wander over this world, thinking. We hope there are many people who behave properly towards mother and father, and all the way through to doing meritorious deeds. So here we have these kings and sons of kings and ministers and members of the 4 great kings' court, wandering all over the world, hoping. Continuing on, if bhikkhus, the Buddha says, there are few people who behave properly towards their mother and father, and that was the wrong button. The mother and father, and do meritorious deeds. And that was the mother and father, ascetics, Brahmins, and elders, all the way through, and do meritorious deeds as well. The 4 great kings report this to the Tawatimsa Devas when they meet. Okay, something just came up. I don't know what it was, but I think we're just gonna go do like this. Okay, stream looks fine. I'm sorry. Let me get back into the text. If bhikkhus, there are few people who behave properly toward the mother and father and do meritorious deeds. The 4 great kings report this to the Tawatimsa Devas, the angels and the King of Kings. When they meet and are sitting together in the Suttama council hall, reverend sirs, there are few people who behave properly towards their mother and father all the way through, and there are few people who does meritorious deeds. Then, because of this, the Tathāgata Devas becomes displeased, saying, "Alas, the celestial company will decline, and the company of the Asuras will flourish." But if there are many people who behave properly towards mother and father, ascetics and Brahmins and elders, and all the way through to doing meritorious deeds, the four great kings report this to the Tathāgata Devas when they meet and are sitting together in the Sutta council hall. Reverend sirs, there are many people who behave properly towards their mother and father, behave properly towards ascetics and Brahmins, honor the elders of the family, observe the uposatha, keep the extra observance days, and does meritorious deeds. Then, because of this, the Tathāgata Devas become elated, saying, "Indeed, the celestial company will flourish, and the company of the Asuras will decline." As by cause and effect of the very nature of reality, the reality of the deeds performed by body, speech, and mind. Continuing on, bhikkhus. Once in the past, when Sakka, ruler of the Devas, king of kings, was guiding the Tathāgata Devas, he recited this verse. Up in heaven, Sakka is the king of the angels. Sakka recited this verse: The person who would be like me should observe the uposatha, complete in 8 factors, on the 14th, 15th, and 8th of the fortnight, and during special fortnights. And then says the Buddha, this verse, bhikkhus, was badly recited by Sakka, ruler of the Devas, king of kings. Not well recited. It was badly stated, not well stated. And for what reason? Because Sakka, ruler of the Devas, king of kings, king of the angels, is not devoid of lust, hatred, and delusion. But in the case of a bhikkhu who is an arahant, a fully enlightened being, a fully enlightened bhikkhu. But in the case of a bhikkhu who is an arahant, one whose taints are destroyed, who has lived the spiritual life, done what had to be done, laid down the burden, reached his own goal, utterly destroyed the fetters of existence, that which binds us to the wheel of samsara and keeps us trapped from liberation and freedom, utterly destroyed those fetters of existence. One completely liberated through final knowledge. It is fitting for him to say, the person who would be like me should observe the uposatha, complete in the 8 factors on the 14th, 15th, and 8th of the fortnight, and during special fortnights. And the Buddha concludes, and for what reason? Because that bhikkhu is devoid of lust, hatred, and delusion. Sadhu, 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 bitti, bitti, bitti. And that concludes the third sutta of today's Dhamma reading. And with that, let's just go up here again, where it all started off, going through the ficus religiosa. And here we are. And I think it's morning now. And so thank you so much for listening, and if you liked the video, please leave a like or subscribe so you can watch the next videos and check out some of my other content, and you can follow me on all the platforms. I think there are links on my YouTube where this is going to be uploaded. And so yeah, thanks so much for listening, and may the Triple Gem bless you, and have a nice day. Let's see if we can end the stream at 57 minutes. Just toss it out there. Into the great big ocean, while we enjoy this sunrise.